Hello, good evening. Thanks for joining. And it is still the evening. Actually, it's in a really sunny, hot day today. And it's still so bright outside, and it's kind of working in my favour because it means I get time to sneak out a little video before it gets too dark. And it is a bit of a cheeky one because I do owe a few tag videos. I should really be filming those first because they're very overdue. Other people were kind enough to tag me in some videos and I still haven't gotten around to doing that, so I apologise to them. I just feel like this is an easy one for me to chuck out. It's just me fulfilling some time of the evening and enjoying just talking about a few fragrances here. I did a video ages ago with 5 fragrances I'm loving and 5 I'm not hating, but I'm saying goodbye to. And it was such an easy little format that I thought I would just revisit that and do that again. And that's what I'm doing today. That's something I could do all the time because my turnover is so high. I am a bit fickle. I say goodbye to things quickly. I say hello to things very quickly, but I still maintain this number, so it's 1 in, 1 out, and it happens a lot. Like, it's happening all the time, to be honest with you. And I've got 5 here that I'm saying goodbye to, and 5 that I at the moment love the most, absolutely adore the most. Anyway, let's dive in. I want to start with those that I have fallen out of love with and am decluttering or just not really wearing. So starting with one that I actually have sold. It's from Louis Vuitton and it's from their, I can't remember what the exclusive line is called. Les Exclusives? No, that's Chanel, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's called Etoile Filante. I never know how to pronounce that. I took myself a sample before I sold it. Basically a strawberry musk kind of fragrance. And it's one I got. I really loved it at the time, obviously. It's one I assumed I would be reaching for a lot in the summer. I thought it'd be my summer scent. And it really was just a summery kind of scent for me. I would never have craved it any other time of the year. And summers have gone by and I never really wanted to wear it. The idea of it was a summer scent, but the reality was it just wasn't working out. It was kind of pretty. I think I overestimated the musk in it. It ended up being more of a laundry kind of a musk, a laundry sort of scent. I liked the strawberry opening and I focused on that a lot. I think there was mimosa and magnolia. It had a nice fluffy nature. I had this idea of it being this strawberries and champagne picnic scent, which was probably a bit of an exaggerated, well, it didn't smell like that. But in the end, when I actually wore it, on a few occasions I wore it, it was just this, yeah, it was like a laundry musky scent that had a nice strawberry opening and it dipped in and out of being floral, but overall it just wasn't my style. I wasn't enjoying it. So finally decided to say goodbye to that one. You know, happy to have a sample. I can use it for reference. So yeah, I said goodbye to Etoile Filante. I think this was a few days ago now. This next one I always thought would be one I'd end up buying a big backup bottle of. I always had this vision that I'd end up with a big bottle of this because I thought I loved it. I also did at one point. It was how can you go wrong with this profile, because it's such a likeable scent profile. But in the end, it's just, I'm so tired of smelling it. It's so similar to other things that I'm over it. That's what it is, I'm over it. From MFK, Maison Francis Coach, this is Gentle Fluidity Gold. I know this is a really popular scent in the fragrance community. And it's really nice. It's a really lovely scent. Often I see these in people's videos and it looks like a purple colour. And you know what? It actually looks like that on the screen. But in life, it's more like a brown. It's like an aging vanilla. It looks like a bit brown, a bit of a wine colour, doesn't it? So it has a similar profile to the likes of Rosy Rose's Vanille, Intense Cafe from Montal. It has a very similar vibe to those. And there's other scents out there that, again, share a similar profile. This is a more refined version, a slightly boozy vanilla. So it has the juniper berry. It has that sort of gin feeling about it. It's kind of woodsy. It's a bit of a sparkle in there, kind of like a sparkling, really pretty, not overly gourmand, this vanilla. It's a woody vanilla, but there is a sweetness from the berry. It's a nice berry, vanilla, woody. I'm over that profile. There's nothing particularly sophisticated or exciting. The perfumes remain classic. They remain timeless. This is a scent profile that, for me, I feel like has aged. It had its moment 2 or 3 years ago. I've moved on from it and it feels like a yesterday scent. That's what the profile's become for me. So I don't think I'm going to sell it because I don't know if it has aged a bit anyway. I'm going to try and just use it up. So Gentle Fluidity Gold, it's a lovely scent. It had its moment, but I am genuinely over it. So this next one that I've decided that I will part ways with, it was a big splurge at the time and I thought I'd get a lot of wear out of it because I figured it would be an easy reach. But as it turns out, I don't think it is. I don't think I'm as easy with Oud as I thought I was. And this is a very gentle beginner's oud. This was the Guerlain Art and Materials line, so this was a bit of an expensive splurge. I had it personalised. So this is actually Oud Nude. I don't think I've ever really talked about this one. I might have done, I can't remember. I really enjoyed it when I first sampled it. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was very current in its sort of trend and its profile. It's similar to Bouquet Ideal, let's just say, from Xerjoff. I've still got that. That's got less oudy feel about it and more of a punchy, festive, warm, woody feel, which I really love. But this one, because it's so gentle, I'm more aware of its oud content. It's gentle, so it should technically be something that's an easy reach, but I don't find it an easy reach because the way it settles on me. I like the almondy, almost cherry-like opening. It's really, really pleasant, but the gentle oud in here starts to smell like skin. And I'm not saying it's a skin scent, but if you had, you know how sweat can smell like cumin, right? Well, I'm not going as far as that because this is a pretty scent, but it's verging on having that skin, sniffing skin at the end of the day. Okay, it's just a subtle hint of it. The musky oud, slightly humid oud, is it? Still gentle, still very pale and clean, but there's just something that's not working in here for me now. That lovely almond that sort of borderline starts to smell like cherry in the opening just doesn't stay on my skin, and it becomes a very slightly musty, skin oud, a woody, musty wood-like skin. There's also this sort of sugared almond feeling, but I'm not enjoying it. I am saying goodbye to Oud Nude from Guerlain. So this next one's actually been a long time coming, and I'm surprised really because when I did my favourite Dior, Maison Dior fragrances in a video, this one scored pretty high. And for whatever reason, well, there are reasons, obviously. I'm now over it. I'm just over it. It's a big bottle. So this is Rouge Trafalgar. Now this is a really lovely scent. Okay, this is a really pleasant, easy splash-like scent. It has lots of berries. It has like cherry, raspberry, red currant. So there's lots of red berries in the beginning. It feels like a lovely watery splash of red berries. There's quite a substantial base, and it's patchouli and musk. What else is there? I think that might just be it, patchouli and musk. And I don't mind patchouli lately. I've started to really appreciate patchouli. There's something that makes me think of some sort of masculine shower gel that I'm familiar with from years and years and years ago. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Whatever this masculine ablution product is that's in my head, it's all I can focus on. There's a quality that's stopped me from wanting to use it for the reasons I wanted it. A easy splash on, berry, watery, pretty and slightly elegant scent from Dior. And there's almost something a little bit minty in there, which could be the patchouli. I do think my tastes have really shifted and really changed. I feel like I'm over scents that just don't excite me, don't feel elegant, don't feel substantial in a significant way, like a perfume. I feel like I'm settling more into a well-made classic type of perfume rather than having easy splash on berry, rosy, easy fruity scents. I'm just going really away from that style. I know there's a lot gone. It's a huge bottle, this is a lot gone, but genuinely most of this has become a room spray. It's a lovely scent actually as a house spray. It's a bit too extravagant to be using it as a house and room spray. So I would be better off selling this to someone that actually would appreciate it and actually will get some decent use out of this. Okay, so that is one that I am saying goodbye to. Really beautiful scent, but like I say, I'm kind of over it. So my fifth farewell in this video is one I've already sold, so I don't have it to feature in the video, but I'll throw in a picture somewhere. It's Angel Nova Eau de Parfum. And I've talked about that a lot as being one that I really enjoy, and I've always found it really fun and fruity and loud and just enjoyable to have, like from a party point of view. It's just a happy, bright scent, and I'd know where to wear it. I've never had places to wear these scents, and it was so specifically something I would only ever reach for in a party setting, because I've started to appreciate that I really don't like loud fragrances anymore. I don't like screechy, loud, they present themselves before I do. It just doesn't suit my personality. It just wasn't something I was ever going to wear. And I've also gotten more sensitive to certain notes. I think it was the agar wood that was in that. It used to smell like really heavy, dense pink pepper mixed with some sort of dirty wood. And I was convinced there was pink pepper in that, but it was just this wood that was really loud and dense and screechy and heavy. It's loud but in a really cool way, like a neon bright, loud, dialed right up synthetic of rose and lychee. I think, is there raspberry in it? I think it was raspberry. It was the sort of profile that I do enjoy, but it was done in such an extrovert way. I realised there was just no point me keeping it. I love those angel bottles, I love them, but I just wasn't getting any use out of it, and I started to dislike that agar wood base. I just didn't like that part of it. So that I actually said goodbye to about a month ago, and that's left the building, and I barely even thought about it. So I think that was definitely a good decision. So those are my 5 love me nots. Now on to my 5 loves. I don't know where to start. This is such a strange mixed bag right here. But this is my tastes. This is how they are at the moment. I think I need to start with the fragrance I actually ended on my last video. And I ended on what has become my favourite scent ever. I am addicted to this. I am besotted with it. It can do no wrong. It is gorgeous. I love it so much. This is Coromandel from Chanel. I wanted to try this for the longest time. I always had an idea that I would like it, but the notes I thought were quite scary to look at. And when I first when I first heard about this scent, I was really into my rosy berry, all the ones I've spoken about. I'm just settling into this more refined kind of woody green, outdoorsy, powdery. So it's not green in general. There's a very specific way that I like my scents at the moment, and I think powdery is definitely a facet that I'm enjoying. This is predominantly a patchouli scent. The opening is a little bit kind of dry and screechy, like it's like a grassy, woody, sharp kind of I do get a lot of the white chocolate in here. A lot of people don't, but I find in the dry down I do pick up a lot of it. It does open with some fruit. I think there's grapefruit, I think it's lemon or orange or something like that. Sort of fruity, woody, screechy opening kind of sorts itself out. Then you get this lovely rush of a powdery, it's like powdery woods, and it's not, I have to keep sniffing this because I lose myself in it. I find it so hard to explain, because I get lost in how I feel about it and I can't pick out the notes at all. As I explained on the last video, it's like a bottle of nuances. There's nothing literal in here. It's all these feelings and twists and subtle things happening, but it's a very elevated, distinguished, noticeable, beautiful, powdery, woody scent. I've never had so many compliments as I do when I wear this one. People do smell it and they comment on it and they see the beauty that I see. There's a perfect balance of both rustic and refined in this scent. Through the patchouli, through the lovely buttery plump orris root, some subtle florals, and through this light dusting of powdery white chocolate, you've just got the most heavenly scent. Coromandel is just a whole nother level of perfection to me. There's nothing comes close to this, and it's my absolute favourite. I adore it. So yes, that's my first love. This next one I did talk about on my last video as well, but I only had a sample of it, and I was hoping to get a bottle. I can't remember if I actually had a bottle on the way at that point or not. This one is my current love for summer, Chypre Siam. What an absolute treasure this scent is. I'm feeling very lucky to have this bottle right now because I got this on eBay. There was just happened to be a seller selling his bottle on eBay in the UK. You can't buy this in the UK, or at least the only website, I think it's called Slick Boys, they've completely sold out, and Rogue Perfumery unfortunately doesn't ship to the UK. So I'm really stuck here because I can't run out of this, right? And I really want to bloody wear it. At first I was worried it was going to be too animalic, a dirty animalic side of a Chypre. There is civet and leather in here and it is noticeable. Those notes are hitting the cafe lime. I think there's another fruit in here, cafe lime. It really hitting it, and there's a bit of a contrast. They don't marry perfectly in the opening, but that opening grabs your attention, and I actually love it because it doesn't blend instantly. Those dirtier notes kind of make the cafe lime really explode, like it makes it more luminous somehow, I don't know, and it really grabs your attention, and the lime is lovely. So the opening is a bit of a Chypre firework, but in a very luminous green way. It becomes this beautiful earthy, mossy, obviously there's a big dollop of oak moss in here, and you just smell this gorgeous, real organic lump of mythical woodland, an enchanted pocket in the wood, and you've got a moss covered tree stump, and there's probably a few mushrooms sprouting up, and there's just this perfect little woodland clearing where your imagination runs wild. I kind of get that in this. This is what it's bringing me, this kind of magical slice of woodland. The moss is just, oh, it's beautiful. And it's tangy and it's earthy and it's woody. But that cafe lime just keeps singing at the top. It's very, very bright. I wish it was louder, and I wish it had a more substantial longevity. It does fade away quite quickly on me. The lime seems to linger, but the overall, the base, everything else does seem to sort of fade a bit. It's a thing of beauty. Okay, number 2, Chypre Siam. Beautiful. So this next one's a bit of a surprise, and again, taking me in a whole nother direction. Not a very bold direction, but it's still a difference in what I'm used to. Going back to the house of Chanel, actually. This is number 5, Leau. I got a sample of this. I wanted to try the Leau. I don't know, I always had this feeling that I might enjoy this one. And I like the idea of it being more modern, sort of fresher. Just a more contemporary take on the classic, and it is a very pleasing little bottle. I look at it, it just makes me smile. I just think, oh, I've got a number 5 in my collection. But now in the summer and it's starting to really heat up, and this is, I mean, it doesn't show that there's much gone because it is quite new, but I am craving this. I'm really enjoying this. Whether I continue enjoying it all through the year, I don't know. Certainly enjoying it in the heat. This is a freshie on a different level. Now obviously you've got this aldehyde. It's a floral aldehyde, isn't it? I think I'm not that familiar with that number 5, so I'm not going to pretend to be. Fizzy, effervescent, crystalline scent. It smells like crystals, like clear. There's no colour here, like it's completely transparent, but fizzy, effervescent-y. I'm so unresearched on anything about this scent. I'm so sorry. This is going to be the worst and most pointless mention of a fragrance ever. I think there probably are florals in here. There could be a lot of like molecule-y type things. I get a hint of a citrus, something very bright. Like it could be lime, it could be lemon, it could be bergamot, I'm not sure. Really enjoy it. I love how, like I say, it feels effervescent on me. Not soapy, not musky, not even that aldehydic. It's just beautiful. It's perfect for the summer, I think. There's number 5, Leau. These last 2 are completely against the summer grain. They're very gothic, very dark, quite moody, sultry scents. And you know, I don't think I am as much of a seasonal person as I thought I was with scent. I think I just want lovely perfumes I can wear all year round that just feel significant and feel familiar, signature-y. One from Tom Ford that I have fallen back in love with. I sold my bottle of this to my friend, who I don't regret at all because he absolutely loves this scent, and so I'm glad I made that happen. But I, since selling this scent to him, bought myself a little decanter bottle, which is adorable, and it's made me will just fall back in love with it. So it's Noir de Noir from Tom Ford. Now this is my little bottle. I've got another bottle. I did end up buying myself another bottle of this on eBay, as I always do. This adorable, what is this, 10 ml? I think it's 15 ml. This is so cute. This is like a miniature of those giant decanters. This could be the more newer iteration of Noir de Noir. There was a formula tweak, wasn't there? And I don't know if this is the old one or the new one. I'm not sure. This is a bit more chocolatey than the one I had. Ultimately, this very gothic rose fragrance is patchouli. Obviously, we've got the rose in there. There's that signature Tom Ford kind of truffle, that mushroom truffle, very musty, earthy scent. There's also a touch of oud in here. I used to be more sensitive to the patchouli. I think I found it sharp. I found it played off of other notes, like a wine tannin, and I found it too sharp, like a red wine tannin. I hate red wine, if I'm honest. I didn't like it, but I don't get that now. I get the blend between patchouli, chocolate, a bit of the rose, not a lot. The more earthy elements are what I notice more, and I absolutely love them in here. I think it's just beautiful. Been wearing it so much in the evening. Imagine digging down so far into the soil that you lose all greenery, and the richness of the soil starts to smell chocolatey, and that mushroomy earthy element woven into the chocolate. And whatever deep red rose bush grew over that earth, all that essence is kind of been pulled down into this rich soil. I don't know, that's what I get from this, and I'm just getting so much pleasure from wearing it most evenings. The Noir de Noir is back from when Tom Ford's private blends were a thing of beauty and uniqueness and impact, and this one is just such a standout. So Noir de Noir, Tom Ford. I've been sitting here so long trying to figure out how to explain these perfumes. I haven't even realised it's actually gone dark now. How long have I been sitting here for? I sit behind this camera for about half an hour just thinking of the first word to get me going. It's that much of a struggle. So this last one, I don't know how to explain it. Honestly, it's such a redundant video. So it's from Amouage, okay, so it's Lyric Woman. I love this bottle. It's deep red, and you lose so much of that with this damn camera. This scent, this is going to sound dramatic, this scent has bewitched me, body and soul. It's the most opulent, I want to say powdery. It is kind of, I guess it's powdery, but in such a smooth way that it's almost a velvety texture of a dark red, crimson, dark red rose. And it's not really even typically a rose kind of a fragrance. Like I mean, it's a rose, but if you turned a rose upside down and revealed a softer underbelly where it's more fleshy and more personal, you just had this raw, velvety texture that remains of the rose. This is it, but it's so dense, it's so soft, it's so plush, it's demure. It kind of glides over the skin like this bewitching dark maroon shade of velvet. The absolute ton of notes in here. The notes I'm going to try and remember that I feel are relevant to what I'm smelling. Definitely orris root, a soft butteriness, obviously the rose. There's tonka in the base, I would definitely get the tonka from here. There's sandalwood, I think there's a bit of incense. Anything that produces a texture, any of those notes that produce this kind of textural luxury. I've read reviews on Fragrantica, people talk about it being metallic, almost like blood. I've heard some strange reviews on this, and I was really scared to try this, but I've always wanted to, and I just don't get any of that. There's a touch of real deep feminine boudoir about it. It just works, it feels personal. I connected to it instantly, I fell in love with it instantly. It felt familiar. When I first smelled this, it felt like something I've smelled a long time ago that belonged to me. I only ever sprayed this for myself in the evening. I haven't had a chance to really wear it out. And I don't know when I would wear it out. It's not like, for me, it's not a big dressy scent. It kind of is, it should be, in that it's very demure, it's very opulent, it's got that dark red rose gothic feel that's would be lovely. It's not bold and shouty and overly sweet or overly strong or anything like that. It's become more of a personal scent, and if I want to perk myself up, if I want to feel like I've got that one scent that's really special, really opulent, a bit mystical, very pampery. This is me feeling bougie in my kimono dressing gown, an expensive face mask or something, a cheeky glass of wine, just feeling a bit indulgent in my own bubble. Do you know what I mean? That's this scent for me. That's so beautiful. It's so unusual and different, but also familiar and perfect. And again, this is just very symbolic of where I'm at, this sort of opulent, very powdery, mature style of scent. It's beautiful. Amouage Lyric Woman is absolutely beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, let me know if it is something you'd like to see me do more of. I'm forever fickle and forever changing my mind on fragrance, so who knows what will be in the next one. I'd like to think that I'm got some consistency now, but anyway, that is all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again on my next one. Take care, over and out.